Hi everyone, welcome back to Turn This Way and welcome to 2025. Today we're diving into a topic that couldn't come at a better time, R&R. Sorry, not rest and relaxation. We're chatting resolutions and routines. Now, I know that there are mixed feelings regarding New Year's resolutions. Some people love them, some people don't believe in them. I personally have no issue with New Year's resolutions. It's natural for many to feel drawn to reflect on their life and how they want to change it for the better around times of renewal. New Year's, birthdays, the start of the school year, the end of a business fiscal year are all times that lead us to think about change and create resolutions and goals. As long as it feels natural for you to make New Year's resolutions and you aren't doing it because you are supposed to, then it can be a positive experience. Now, whether you have success achieving your resolutions comes down to what we will be diving into today, setting yourself up for success through creating routines. Didn't make any resolutions? No problem. This episode is full of tips for going after big goals or dreams. Some of you may have heard the stats. About 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Yep, 80%. I know this fact is why some choose not to make resolutions at all. But here's the good news. You don't have to be in that statistic. The 80% of resolutions that failed were sabotaged from the beginning because there was no plan. It's all about the routines we create to support our goals. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear roadmap to set up routines that create real results. So grab a notebook because you will want to write this down. Let's get started. Here's the thing. We often focus so much on our goals, losing 10 pounds, writing that book, spending more time with family, that we overlook how we're going to achieve them. A lot of us just jump in with action before planning what the action is going to look like and how we are going to implement it into our daily lives. That's where routines come in. Routines are the building blocks of success. They help automate your habits, making progress almost effortless over time. Think about it. Athletes don't just wake up on game day and expect to win. Their success is built on years of training routines, small steps repeated day in and day out. A quick personal example. Last year, I had a goal to wake up 2 hours before my daughter does in order to work on the podcast, social media posts, etc. For the first week or so, I was getting up early. I was feeling great. And then I totally wasn't. It wasn't until I created a nightly routine that made it easy for me to start my next day that I actually started making progress. That routine turned into a habit, and now I start every morning with a couple hours of quiet, focused time to myself. But if I let the routine slip, which I have, the struggle to wake up early doesn't take long to rear its ugly head. So you need to stick to your routines. And if they do slip, it's okay. Just get back into it again. So let's talk about what makes a routine stick. There are 4 key ingredients. First, clarity. Your routine should directly support your goal. For example, if your goal is to drink more water, set up a routine of filling a water bottle every morning and keeping it within arm's reach throughout the day. The next ingredient, consistency. Start small. It's better to do 5 minutes of journaling every morning than to aim for an hour and give up after 2 days. If you want to adopt a new routine, make it as easy as you can for yourself. The third ingredient, accountability. Whether it's a friend, a coach, or an app, having someone or something to keep you on track can make all the difference. And the last ingredient to make a routine stick is flexibility. Life happens. Give yourself permission to adjust, but don't abandon the routine altogether. And that's a mistake that so many of us make. We slip in our routine and then we just give up on it altogether. Give it another try. Okay, now that we know how to make a routine stick, let's discuss how to build the right one in the first place. There are 5 key tips in creating a routine that will help you achieve your resolution. Number 1, start with your goals. Write down your resolution. Let's say it's get healthier. Break it into small, actionable steps like drinking more water, eating more vegetables, or exercising. Get as specific as possible. Vague steps are less likely to happen. Be direct with yourself. Key tip number 2, identify key times. Find natural windows in your day for these actions. For example, commit to a 10-minute workout right after waking up. You will need to stop and do an inventory of how you spend your time each day to find the windows. Be honest with yourself. How much time will you be able to commit to the action you need to take? Next, anchor new habits. Attach your new habit to an existing one. This is so helpful. For example, if you brush your teeth every morning, use that as a cue to take your vitamins. When I wanted to meditate every day, I looked for a window of time where I knew I would be uninterrupted, after our daughter fell asleep at night. And then I attached it to an existing habit, reading her a bedtime story. So every night after I read her a bedtime story, she's fallen asleep, I go straight into my room and I meditate. Attach a new habit to an old habit to make it easier to remember to do it every day. Okay, next tip. Plan for obstacles. Think ahead. What could get in the way? If mornings are chaotic, move your workout to lunch or evening. Acknowledging potential obstacles ahead of time creates accountability for overcoming them if they do arise. And the last tip, celebrate wins. Don't wait until you hit the big goal. Celebrate small victories. Did you stick to your routine for a week? Reward yourself with something meaningful. Let me give you some quick examples of routines that align with common resolutions. If your resolution is a fitness goal, lay out your workout clothing the night before so you're ready to go in the morning. If your resolution is around career development, spend 10 minutes each morning reading an article or a book in your field. If your resolution centers around family time, set aside time each day to do something you and your family love to do. Play video games, build Lego, go for a hike, eat dinner together, or whatever it is that creates connection. These small changes, repeated consistently, can create powerful results. Now it's your turn. I want you to take a moment and think about one resolution or goal you've set for this year. What's one habit or routine you can create to support it? Write it down. How will you track your progress? Maybe you use a habit tracker app, or you mark it off on a calendar. And here's a little challenge for you. Share your routine with me on social media using the hashtag #TurnThisWayRoutines. I'd love to cheer you on. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this thought. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation by Aristotle. And it's such a perfect reminder that your daily routines matter more than you think. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend, or leave a review. It really helps the podcast grow. Until next time, remember, growth starts with one small step. Turn this way and keep moving forward.